US President Donald Trump hosted a landmark crypto summit at the White House, bringing together key figures from the crypto industry. Attendees included CEOs from major firms such as MicroStrategy and Coinbase, all focused on Trump's ambitious plan for a government-held strategic reserve of digital assets. Trump's executive order aims to create a Bitcoin reserve without incurring cost to taxpayers. While some market leaders are optimistic about the collaborative approach to regulation, the announcement caused a dip in Bitcoin's price. Here's Donald Trump speaking.
And as you know, China is pushing forward and very strongly as usual, but we're way in the lead as we are in AI and other things, and we want to stay there. So I thought this was very important, and we have some brilliant people sitting around this table, and it's an honor to have you involved, but we want to stay at the forefront of everything.
All right, there's President Trump at the White House. Now let's bring in Oz Sultan from Sultan Interactive Group. Great to have you on the program as always. There are very mixed feelings about what Donald Trump is up to in the world of crypto. What are your thoughts?
So it's interesting, you know, the initial thought process was that it's going to be mostly Bitcoin, right? And it's going to be a Bitcoin strategic reserve. But what we're looking at now is a breadbasket of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and ADA, which is Cardano's token. And I think what you have to look at is what's behind the scenes. What have banks been doing for the past 10 years? You know, IBM had Hyperledger and Stellar. We're now looking at banks moving away from Stellar and using XRP as potentially their cross-border currency of choice. That's also going to affect how we look in terms of overnight debt settlement and cross-border transactions. So, you know, you have a lot of bearish sentiment in the market right now. What's kind of interesting is looking how the ETFs are moving. You know, as of last Friday, ETFs were buying Bitcoin inside of the dip. Sorry, ETFs were having a sell-off, but BlackRock's ETF was actually buying inside of the dip. So it's kind of mixed signals from, you know, from the financial world, but at the same point in time, it kind of sets the stage for what we've been looking for, which is standardized regulations that will allow Bitcoin and other cryptos to proliferate in America.
We've seen the price of Bitcoin drop 6.5%, obviously, just in a couple of days trading since that. Is that a sign that investors in Bitcoin were disappointed with what came out of Trump's summit? As you mentioned, Bitcoin, it was all meant to be about Bitcoin to begin with. Or is it just going back to that normal place of where it should be without all of the hype surrounding Trump's crypto summit?
I think a lot of it really hinged on, you know, Trump's crypto summit, because we had highs going, you know, into the 110s. It's now resetting inside of the 80s. I think after we get a little bit more information coming out of this summit in terms of what the next steps of regulation are, you're going to see a rebound. But at the same point in time, we're within tolerances for, you know, the Bitcoin trading band right now, especially given the fact that this kind of news is now putting it on an international scale much bigger than it was. I anticipate in coming weeks that you're going to see new entrants to the market simply because it's been endorsed by Trump. But you're also going to see entrants to the market for all of the additional breadbasket of tokens that are there. And that actually creates more of a competitive environment, I think, for the spending and utilization than we had previously.
So what do you think it is when we talk about, you know, the reserve being funded by coins that have been seized through criminal activity? What do you think that investors would have liked to have seen? Is that the problem, that they wanted this reserve to take in new crypto coins rather than just carrying on with the ones that have been seized?
I think it's a mix. You know, what their anticipation was that there would be some massive crypto buy, which would buoy Bitcoin, and it would, you know, turn it into kind of a big bull drive for at least a 30-day cycle. I think where we are looking right now with, you know, existing assets being transferred off of books from one department, the U.S. Marshal Service, over to another department, the Treasury, more than likely, we're not seeing that lift that the market expected. So that's part of it. The remainder of it is the fact that it's not just Bitcoin. It is a breadbasket. And all of a sudden, you know, all of the Bitcoin maxis are mad at the XRP maxis. simply because there's not enough information in the public market about what banks are doing, or if XRP is going to be buoyed by the private chain coming online that is currently being used for cross-border transactions.